Hi guys, Wakka here. You may recognise this. This is COD World at War Radiant. Why am I in World at War? Why are you not seeing the Radiant Black? Well, I'm going to show you Radiant Black again in a second, but I want to show you something based on lots of questions people ask. So, I'm going to open up an old map. If we give it a moment to open, there are a lot of models and stuff in this, so it might take a few minutes. Okay, so old map. I've turned off a load of brushes and other things so you don't see everything. Nothing too special. There's a load of walls, dirty walls, and other buildings and stuff. I tried opening this map in the Radiant Black and I was thinking, gosh, where are all my buildings and where are all my walls? It took me a little while to realise. Steve pointed out the obvious to me because I was having one of those days, I think. We sort of realised together we're looking at a lot of prefabs. This is not, rather like I showed you with the MP Combine, you have prefabs and prefabs. It is the proper way of building stuff. Let's take this building. It's not the greatest building in the world, but it's a little prefab. It worked. It was for an industrial unit. There's minimal data in it. There's minimal texturing gone in here, but as a prefab for a basic construct, it's ace. This did not import into Radiant Black when I just went File, Open, and opened the source. And that was because I need to make sure that I copy my prefabs. So in the new Radiant, there is a prefabs folder. You need to make sure those prefabs folders are there when you want to mess around with maps and bring them around. I'm going to jump into the Black Ops 3 Mod Tools launcher. Something else to consider, which is really important as well, if you are bringing a map across, you must first create the map in here. If you do not create the map in here, it will not create all the assets associated to it. So it creates all the GSCs and all the other files that were typical in COD 4, COD 5 and other assets. Let's go into Radiant Black. Give it a moment to load. Now, just for testing purposes, this is the blank docs map here, but we're going to ignore this for a moment. I saved a test file in the map source folder. It's not the right location for it, but this is where I've saved it just to show that all the files do import in correctly. And I'm going to show you it not importing correctly as well. So here's the first one I tried. It may bring in the prefabs because I've put all the prefab folders in, but we'll see. If it does, it's probably not the best display, but hey ho. Right. Looks like it may have brought them all in, so not to worry. Okay, so because I'd copied all the prefabs into my prefabs folder in the map source, it's picked all my prefabs up. So I've got a crane prefab, got this building prefab, and I've got lots of prefabs. Doesn't look very good in there, but they were meant to be oil drums, but oil tanks, gas storage, whatever you want to call it. It's just I thought I'd highlight that so when people do get their hands on the tools and they get really excited and go, right, I'm going to open my map, and they go, where's all my assets, where's all the things that I've built? They are there, just copy your prefabs across. I will quickly, if it works on this, show you some of the files that get created when you build a new one here. I was having a problem earlier on. Okay, so let's call it test 4. It then creates a series of files. So it will create the map file, and then it'll create all the different scripts associated with it. And it will use these as you populate and add items in. I'm going to go into FX and sound later on because there are some funky ways of putting these into your maps. It's easier, I think, but maybe you guys won't. And I'm so glad not to have to use Codwa anymore. Anyway, that was a bit of a ramble, but I was going to show you that anyway. Cheers, guys.